Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxis map generator. And before we get started, introduce our teams and our players. This was a cast provided to me by two different people on the same day. So I think shout out to those two who did send it. It was a enjoyable watch, so of course hopefully you enjoy it as well. But of course we have to introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the north and ending with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with the easternmost player on Team 1, it is Pepe's. He is going first line. He is a Cybran, and he is in light oak 10 at 1400 rating. To his northwest in rust, we have Ched going first line as an Aeon. He is a 1700, the highest ranked player on Team 1. And again, he is in rust. To his southwest in ruby red, we have Freddy Fresh going first line as another Aeon here for his team. He is a 1000 rated player, and he is going first to land. To his northwest, we have Kabanoff going first line as a UEF. He is a 1600 in Chevy Crimson. And last but not least on Team 1, we have Balfron going first line, another UEF here. He is in lightest red pink, and he is a 1600. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 2 UEF, 2 Aeon, and 1 Cybran, which means no Seraphim technology for Team 1. Down here in the southwest here for Team 2, in Regal Purple, we have Han Solo. Maybe he will shoot first, maybe he will not. Depends on the version of the movie watch. Going first land, he is a 1300. To his southeast in Batman Gray, we have I Make War on You going first land. He is a Cybran, and he is an 1800. Tied for the highest rank in the game and on his team. In orange, the color orange to his east, is the player he is tied with in ranking, is Moisto going first land. He is also a Cybran, and he is in orange, the color orange. Most likely going second air with that configuration. To his north, we have another Cybran there. He is Squealer going first land, second air. He is in Barbie Pink, and he is an 1100. And last but not least for Team 2 is Cthulhu Noob going first land. He is a Cybran in royal blue, and he is a 1400. So for Team 2 side of the map, we have 4 Cybran and 1 UEF, which means Team 2 does not have access to Aeon Tech or Seraphim Tech, which also means for the entire game, there are no Seraphim players. Apologies to those who like to gain in portals, and apologies to those as well. Still haven't come up with a better name for that. I will have to workshop that at some point. And again, let's go ahead and take a look at the reclaim here. Currently still on the map, we have, it's pretty spread out here so far. 69,000 reclaim. Nice. For 10 players, which means it's a little bit under 7K mass per player to scoop up. That is a ton of it, and it is everywhere. I mean, there's a couple of clumps of like 2,000 and that kind of thing, but it is everywhere on the map. So lots of players going to devote a lot of attention to grabbing that reclaim. And for mass point layouts, let's take a look at Team 1 side of the map for this game. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the front line here for Team 1. And there's a dual mechs position in the northeast. And I'll say that's a dual mechs position in the middle, because why not? Because they're right next to one another pretty much. That's realistically about it. There's not really a high concentration of mass points. I mean, again, for 5 players in each team, yes, but not really. It's really only going to be focused on these frontline positions. There's maybe 1, 2 mexes that will realistically be fought over, but for the most part, all of our players on both teams will have, these are your mexes, these are his mexes, these are their mexes, and then that's it. There's no kind of like vying for control as it would be. Let's take a look at our players moving around the map here. I can already see movement here from Team 1. We have 3 players on Team 1 moving to the south, with is Pepe's, Freddy Fresh, and Kabanoff moving to the south. We have some movement here from Squealer, as well as from Cthulhu Noob to the east. And it looks like Moisto is just going to go for that T1 mechs there. Don't see any movement out from the other 2 players on the western approach here for Team 2. I wouldn't be surprised if they move in maybe a couple of minutes, maybe 1 or 2. I feel like this entire game is going to be heavily focused on land. Obviously, there's no navy, there's no water, so that field of combat is kind of out. And then air will definitely be most likely a 2v2. I can kind of see 3 players on each team taking control of the land in west, middle, and east. And I feel like more and more I see more players going for a secondary air player. I mean, it's nice to have, and it kind of alleviates a little bit of the pressure from the main air player to, he could build maybe a nuke, or he could build, something else with his eco while he's building up his air, and having a secondary air player does assist with that. But we do see some movement here from Pepe's in the east. I mean, he's going for Team 2's side of the map, going for this Giant Mechs position. He wants to deny a little bit of that income here in that regard. Wow, that's a lot of ETAs on that horizon. Wow, that's interesting. I know I know it's because I'm holding shift while I do it, but that's really weird that that's like that. Anyway, we do see a couple of mantis here, but those are going to be easily wiped out here by Pepe's. And he's actually sending a scout and a nice little T1 hunter to go over on the eastern side hunting, some engineers. There is his namesake right there. But we do see Nuke going to go for a nice little T1 mechs and then go for the rock here. That's with 75. Well, it's more of a iceberg, glacier, whatever you want to call that, rock. And probably engage Pepe's. He probably might be able to shove him off just due to the fact that he could come around and cut off his supply line and then come in and isolate him and then force Pepe's on this eastern side edge. We could see that happening, but it just depends on how much Nuke pressures Team 1's Pepe's. They are the same ranking, so it's relatively same skill level. There's no mismatch in terms of one's 1,000 and one's 1,800 kind of thing. It's very relatively even. Of course, ranking isn't the only thing that matters in how skilled you are at this game, but it does play a role at the minimum. Gun speed and range going down here for Squealer in the middle of the map. He is the first player to go for a upgrade that I have noticed. Usually we might see an engineer, we might see the UEF go for the drones, but I haven't seen either of those players go for that. And I don't think Team 2's UEF player of Han Solo's gone for that as well now. So yeah, that is the first upgrade of the game. Looks like we're about to have, I think, 4 players on the front line here for Team 1 and 3 players on the front line here for Team 2, with maybe some support outbound from Wiestel in the east. And we do see iMake-War moving to the west to assist on that front. And I hear combat somewhere, and I can't figure out where it is. Oh, it's over here. Going after these strikers versus the Mantis here from Team 1 and Team 2. We haven't seen any comm-on-comm action yet, but I would surmise that the earliest we'll see it is on this eastern side. T2 started here for Pepe's. He wants to secure this position, going for an air factory. He's going to be able to produce bombers out of that to be able to just harass these units building up here for Team 2. We do see the common Wiestel hanging out over here, so it looks like it might be a 2v1, waiting for maybe Nuke to push in with his forces first and then come in and assist. Gun damage range going down here in the west here for Balfron. And T2 for Han Solo. I was going to say he was hiding behind a mountain, but that's not a mountain, that is a hole. And he's just going to sit there and kind of overlook the environment as he upgrades. We do see the comm of Kavanaugh moving into the east. He has a nice facility online. Look like that that one T1 facility had some issues there, but that's just a visual thing more than anything else. A couple of units outbound here from Nuke push in, but get denied by the comm of Freddy Fresh. Should have probably looped those around. Again, Team 1's Pepe's is just stringing in units constantly. He's not letting this position go. So Team 2 has to devote a decent amount of resources to deal with this, which, of course, obviously, Moisto is already there with his comm. But even Nuke could just grab this T2, not T2 mech, could just grab a T1 mech. Looks like it was destroyed, but he could easily just rebuild that. Don't know why he hasn't gone for it yet. And Pepe's does have T2 online, which means he can go for those tickle cannons that the Sirens oh so dearly love. But more importantly, he can go for TMD, TMLs. He can go for a shield. He can go for a lot of stuff with that T2 engineering suite on board. Looks like nano repair was started and canceled by Balfron. Looks like he doesn't want to go for that at the moment. And that gun speed and range upgrade is still going on the way here for Squiddo. I know he paused it at some point, but maybe he was focused on other pursuits or had to balance his eco. But Team 1's Balfron building a huge amount of unit support here in the west. We do see his facilities up and running. A couple of Lobos trying to shell the Team 1 PD over here so the units can move in. But this is definitely a 2-to-1, if not a 3-to-1 advantage here for Battlefront, especially when he goes for that nano repair upgrade. T2 also going on the way here for Han Solo. And gun speed and range almost down here for Cthulhu Noob, so he'll be able to push a little bit with that. Again, going for a little bit more tankiness and defensive measures here for Pepe's, a little more offensive measures here for Team 2's Cthulhu Noob. There is the common Freddy Fresh has been spotted by Team 2. Don't know why that's important, but he's just hanging out there. It does look like Squirrel's going to move in a little bit to the east, but again, if he moves from this position eastward, he can either be isolated, he can be teamed up on by the red forces here in the west here from Kavanaugh and from Freddy Fresh, or he opens the door for possible run-by opportunity here from the same opponent of Kavanaugh. So just be very careful with how much he moves in the middle. Luckily for the players in this map, there isn't a direct, just straight shot down the middle. You kind of have to either go east or west. There's a little bit of kind of a hill access there, but there's no direct line to the front. And the main front line has engaged here in the east. We have Team 1's Pepe's holding the line. Muisto is back there going for a gun upgrade, probably wishing he was probably in the fight right now. But again, it is Cthulhu Noob forcing a little bit of his way forward here against Pepe's. Pepe's, of course, has a T2 PD online and has a couple of T1s as well, so they'll be able to dish out some pain to those Mantis and other units inbound. Unfortunately for Team 2, he wasn't able to take out the position here for Pepe's, but he has dealt significant damage. But I would not be surprised to see another attack here shortly, especially if Muisto goes for his gun upgrade. And in the middle here, we have Nano Repair on the way here for Kavanaugh, and Squealer taking out the E-Storage here for Kavanaugh. That's gonna hurt. Does he have backup E-Storage? No, he does not, which means he cannot overcharge. That is really big here for Squealer because he would be facing down a very annoying comm if he had overcharged gun and Nano to deal with. But Kavanaugh now has to build a replacement E-Storage because you need to have at least 7,500 access to be able to overcharge. We do see another attack outbound in the west here from both Battlefront, not both, but Battlefront here in the west. He is going for the PD emplacements that Han Solo is building, and we do see that overcharge helping to eliminate the HP on board those PD. And Squealer's still receiving fire to the face here in the middle of the map. We see a nice splitting maneuver outbound here from Freddy Fresh in the east, going after forces that are actually non-existent down here. Could go after infrastructure, because why not? And some forces have come to assist Kavanaugh in forcing Squealer off. And Kavanaugh even split a little bit of the forces to try to encapsulate Squealer. There is the comm of I make war on you sitting there hanging out, so he can't push too far in. He's going for a gun upgrade. So he's rooted to the spot at the moment, but he should be pretty fine to just hold position for now. We do see Han Solo being forced back by Scorchers and the comm of Battlefront. Team 1 making a huge effort to take Team 2's territory. Of the 4 Trimex positions here in the middle of the map, Team 2 has lost 2 of them and almost lost the 3rd one, but it's not really gone after. It's kind of just there for Team 1 to grab, but they'll lose. Yeah, they'll lose 3, I guess, at this point. The only safe Trimex position is this one here, owned by Squealer in the middle of the map. And what has that done in the eco for Team 2? Well, honestly, not as much as I would expect. Team 1 at, again, 480 mass per second. Team 2 at 460, and that number, of course, hovers back and forth. And surprisingly enough, Team 1, with all of their expansionary efforts, you know, that's where a lot of their mass is going, is to push forward, push forward, push forward. But unfortunately for them, Team 2 is focused a little bit more on the upgrades, so their eco isn't super affected. I mean, it is a little bit, to be fair, but not by that much. But we see a counterattack outbound here from Squealer. Kavanaugh trying to, you know, force Squealer back as he was earlier. But more and more units are appearing here for Squealer. We do see those forces from Freddy Fresh in the east. He himself is going for the advanced range upgrade. But it does look like Kavanaugh does have to retreat, even though he has the gun and nano on board, and Squealer does not. Squealer at 2-star veterancy, and Kavanaugh almost about to hit his 2-star veterancy. And still the push in the west commences here for Battlefront. Battlefront just walking down Han Solo at this point. Han Solo is just suffering in the middle, not the middle, the western side of the map. And we see a transport laden with a couple of are those loyalists? I think those are loyalists. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, those are loyalists. The legs a little tough, so it's hard to tell. Well, Han Solo will be the first casualty of the game at 13 and 13 seconds. There's 13 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock. And Team 2 loses their first player. Han Solo, unfortunately, did not shoot first. He shot second, and therefore he died, unfortunately, for himself. But we do have some loyalists online here for Team 2 to assist from Giant Mechs. He is actually here with his comm as well. He could try to isolate Balfron. I just don't think with the nano gun and 4-star veterancy commander of said Balfron, I don't think 4 loyalists, now 3, is going to make a huge difference. And he is taking some hit point losses, but I don't think it's enough, especially with the T2 units now coming online here for him as well in the West. And Team 2 Squealer still holding on. He's doing a pretty good job of actually keeping 2 comms' attention for the most part. So he's done a very good job in trying to hold the middle. He's losing, of course. Not of course, but he's losing just due to the fact that, he's being out-ecoed or out, APM'd or whatever the case may be. But he is definitely holding line, so props to him for trying to do his best. And Pepe's, man, he just does not want this position to go. He has a wall section over here. He has a shield. He's going for TMD. He's going for PD. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Team L at some point, because why not? And Team 2 is just on the back foot right now everywhere, essentially. They are essentially the underdogs at this point, so if you're rooting for Team 2 to win, they have an uphill battle, but, nothing is impossible. Somebody could build a nuke or something and just destroy the other side of the map. Or build an artillery piece, so game ender. But there goes Squealer being killed off by Freddy Fresh with that advanced range upgrade on board that commander. I thought he was kind of out of range, but I forgot he was Aeon. And that will be the second casualty here of the game, and it's on Team 2. Team 1 at 5 players left. Team 2 at 3 players left, with Giant Mechs now inheriting the entire western front for him to micro. And it's going to be a little bit difficult with 3 comms, especially with them this far forward in Team 2's territory. But we see another attack outbound here from the east from Cthulhu Noob. He has Nano now on board that commander, as well as Gun. We're still coming in with his gun comm. And those rhinos are getting into that main base, or that main fire base, I should say. And Pepe's building PD to try to defend, but there's a lot of rhinos in the mix here. And of course, once Muisto comes in the range, that'll be 2 commanders that'll be shooting at him. And overcharging, trying to take out those PD as fast as they're being built. Fortunately, again, like I said, 2v1. Pepe's only has T2 engineering suite, doesn't have any attack power realistically other than just what was granted by the manufacturers of his ACU. And those 2 commanders, it's Cybern v Cybern warfare here, and I don't think it's really going to work out. He's trying to build PD to try to force back these comms, but the comms, one has Nano, one does not. Muisto's being a little bit more of the focus of the fire, but the PD from attacking Cthulhu Noob are just tickling him at this point. And defenses are going down. Pepe's will have to retreat. Team 2 needs a victory here, and they are going to be able to secure it. Unfortunately, I don't know if they'll go after the comm. I feel like if they go after the comm at this point, maybe it would be useful to kill a player off on Team 1, but you just give all of his eco to somebody else on Team 1. And Pepe's is sitting at essentially the most, if not tied, for the most mass generation for his team. So giving that over to Chad would double his eco, and that would be very, very, not devastating, but not great, considering he is the air player and he can spam up essentially whatever he would want besides game enders at that point. So definitely, and that is the hard thing with full share and partial share games, is you have to be cognizant of, you kill a player off, that player's eco and units, and depending on the situation, goes to somebody else. And so you have to be very careful with how much you focus on going after commanders. Now, if you can get like 3 or 4 commanders in one shot, or multiple bombing runs, I'd say go for it, because then it leaves you 1 or 2 of them. But just one-offs, not the best idea, especially maybe at this stage. Maybe later, when it's a little bit harder to deal with, just because there's a lot of pressure most likely on that side of the map. But yeah, I don't know if the smart play is to kill him off. It does look like they might do that, though. But they want to force him back. I think that's the main thing. It's just force him back, grab this territory that Cthulhu Noob was supposed to have at the beginning of the game, and then kind of build up from there. I think that's the better play here from Team 2. Specifically because they're down 3-5. ASF's flying over the top here from Team 2's air player Moristo, of course. His air grid, he has a couple of air facilities going for a third one. Team 1, we see one facility, but it's being heavily assisted, and the main air grid is being established. So again, love to see the strategy here from players where they separate the main air grid from the headquarters and have a separate air grid just so that there's no cascade. I love that foresight. And we see a huge counterattack outbound here from Team 2 in the middle from IMEC with those loyalists just running through, taking out all of those T2 and T3 facilities. One is actually building a Percy at the moment. That's not going to finish, unfortunately, for them. Shields are being built as well, but we see some counterattacking as well outbound here from one tiny little Percy, just trying to help, just trying to shoot a shot, trying to assist. But with both the main, not let's say main units, but the faster units, the Loyalists and the Titans here from I Make War on You, he is going to raid everywhere. And Team 1's going to have to devote a lot of attention to this. Bombers can do a decent amount, even at T1, but it's going to take a while. Loyalists don't have shields. That is a benefit. And the fact that they're walking into the fire versus walking away from it also doesn't help those Loyalists stay alive. But for now, those Titans definitely going to be a huge assistance. No AA in the midst. Definitely a missed opportunity there to use some flak to deal with this bomber spam. But, they are doing a huge amount of work. They're clearing out Freddy Fresh from this position. So Team 2 is fighting back in a decent way. I make Warren you making a play for the man of the match. Not the man of the match, but, well, I mean MVP, but usually I reserve man of the match sometimes for those the players in the sky, as I would word it. The armchair assistants, the man in the chair award. Maybe I'll just call it the man in the chair award so I don't confuse myself. But Loyalists coming out, trying to attack other Loyalists from Team 2. I think he wants to try to secure the reclaim of the position once again, which this might be enough. There's a couple of bricks in the mist, but the common boy still is nearby. But he's severely wounded, though. He dropped into the red there shortly. And those Loyalists going after the column of Ched. Now, going after Ched, that might be another good, again, another dangerous, maybe possibly good play, depending on the situation. If these Loyalists and Titans can really just wreak havoc on the eco of Ched, or even just somebody else, maybe even Freddy Fresh, that would be better to kill the player off, because their eco's gone, so you're giving your opponent not necessarily nothing, but less than what they had, or would have gotten. And constantly just producing tons and tons and tons of units here because of the eco that he has. This is, again, the dangerous play of killing off players, especially early on, is you just supercharge someone's eco. And now we have a raiding going on constantly. The middle of the map essentially devoid of both Team 1 and Team 2. We just have units running around, a couple of engineers just going to try to rebuild. But essentially all the infrastructure here is gone. And some of those split off from the main group here. Some of them go south. Some of them go north for that air grid. Going after the pigeons, this is huge for Team 2. Delaying the construction of... Oh, just get the pigeon. Go shoot the pigeon. There's no one right there. Just a couple shots. I think 2 will do it. 2 or 3 of them. Just... No. Oh, they got it. There you go. It's like, are they going to blow up the pigeon? And then they do. And all of that work to go for that air grid. This facility stays alive. But he lost a few of them at a minimum. And his eco should be fine. His power generation is almost bad. One more T3 pigeon and he would be looking not in a great light. But he's still online and still kicking. He's not dead, but he's severely delayed in his air supremacy game. Transports outbound to the east with a couple of bricks, looking like they're going for the back line. And they're going to land, looks like right. No, they're going to keep going. They keep going for it. There are some bangers online, some T2 flak mobile. And that transport is going to fly pretty close to it. Tries to drop the bricks, but doesn't work. Gets killed off before it can actually drop them. And that is going to be that little bit of that not going to work anymore probably for Team 1 just because Team 2 is aware of that unless they're super distracted by something else. But another attack from the western edges here from I Make War on You. He is just handing it to Team 1 this game. Everybody essentially, except Pepe's on that eastern side, everybody has had a taste of I Make War on You. I mean, he fits his namesake, though. I love this Percy player up here, just posting a couple of Percys as essentially a sniper shot up here, looking down at their opponents. But this wave of of units is just inbound, and it's not stopping. There are Percy's inbound, but there's actually more flak in this as well, and some bricks. I would love to see a Percy or two. Oh, no, they're back here. Never mind. I was going to see if I make Warren you built them, but he does. He only has access to Cybern and Aeon Tech, so he doesn't have access to Othams or Harbingers, which I feel like Othams would be nice here, but Harbingers, I'm not a huge fan of the Harbinger. I just think it's a little, not undervalued, but just has a little less hit points than I would like compared to all the other units, or those T3 main units, T3 line units, but to each their own and all of that. We do see a ton of those bombers. You can see just how devastating a couple of flak pieces can do to the just T1 bomber spam. Gunship gets annihilated as well, and Team 1's Battlefront now pushed all the way back here. And this is really big here for Team 2. They've taken a ton of eco out from Team 1. Team 1, I mean, still, to be fair, producing 1,300 mass a second. But Team 2, you know, is about 1,000 at this point, and one of their players is at 500. And unless one player on the other on Team 1 just donates all they have to Ched or Pepe's, I feel like at this point, I make Warren you might go for artillery or nuke or something just to kind of use that, you know, eco advantage while he has it. I mean, he doesn't obviously know how much mass they're producing, but he can kind of guess based on positioning and how many mexes are on the field and all of that. But at 23 minutes and a half, let's take a look at the game overall. As we talked about, Team 1 was producing 1.3. They're at 1.2 now. Team 2 at officially 1.1, 1.0, depending on, the again, the reclaim and all of that. Team 1 at 5 players left. Team 2 at 2 players left. And about, map control's about 50-50. I don't count just roaming units. I realistically count, like, do you own the mexes? Do you have a couple of facilities somewhere? That kind of thing. But there is a Monkey Lord online here for Pepe's in the east. That will definitely shake up things in that side of the map. But let me know down in the comments how you felt about the match so far. Please, if you haven't done so already, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And, of course, thank you so very much for watching to this point in the video. I greatly, greatly appreciate it and encourage everyone to continue to watch. We do see, again, that Monkey Lord is just going to... Oh, I was going to say he's just going to sit there for defense, but it looks like he'll group up with the bricks and attack. We have Cthulhu Noob on an upgrade, looking like he's going for cloaking or laser. I would assume cloaking, just because he is on that front line. Let's see what it is while he finishes. And no, he went for laser. Interestingly, that Monkey Lord is right there. And Team 1, oh, it's devastating if Team 2's Cthulhu Noob gets killed off after building the laser immediately. They'll see him very briefly. Yep, there he is. They'll get pinged, and the laser has been activated. Cthulhu Noob's comm is still in sensor range and vision range. Oh, will it be enough? Will it be enough? Oh, no, it wasn't enough. And even if it was, the bricks would have killed him off anyways. Cthulhu Noob, had he got the cloaking online, it would have been enough. That's devastating here for Team 2. They lose another player now on this eastern side. Moisto will most likely gain control of all of that, and he does. That is devastating. It was so close, so very close to kill the monkey up before he died. But again, like I said, even if he got the kill, the bricks would have focused fire on him anyways, which they were. Would have killed him off anyway. So it was definitely like a murder-suicide situation here with Team 1 not losing a comm in that engagement. But now it is a 5v2 at 25 minutes, and it's shaping up to be a 1800s on the south side versus everyone else on the north side. We have, of course, another attack outbound for I Make War on You. He is constantly raiding Team 1, especially on this western side. And now we see an attack outbound to the eastern side going after Pepe's. Now everyone on Team 1 has felt the wrath of I Make War on You. And he doesn't make war on you, he makes war on you, and everyone. It's like you get a car, you get a whatever from Oprah, but you get a declaration of war, you get a declaration of war, everybody gets a declaration of war. Those bricks going after bricks, and should be going after the mexes, to be fair, do a little bit more lasting damage than going off of T3 units, because they can always be reclaimed and rebuilt. But the lost revenue definitely cannot. There's a couple more bricks still online. There's one T3 mex killed. Would like to see at least maybe one more targeted, but there's a couple of PD as well online. I don't know if I Make War on You is microing these specifically. He's just kind of just sending them orders to go. And in the northeast, we have T1 PD also being built to protect this T3 Mechs outbound from Shed. The energy storages get taken out. How much? I mean, he's not doing good on power. He is. Pepe's is suffering in the power regards. He's getting some overflow from his teammates, but that's because he's building a crab right now, so I don't blame him in that regard. We do have Colossus online here for Freddy Fresh. So Team 1 is short to have 2 experimentals on that eastern side. And those bricks do turn around. Will they get that T3 Mechs? Yes, they will. So they killed off another T3 Mechs here for Pepe's. Jumps the eco down a little bit here for them. And now it's going to be defense, defense, defense here for Team 1 because they've been constantly raided. It's going to force Team 1 to think a little bit more defensively than aggressively. They were thinking highly aggressively in the early stages of the game, but now it's very much, okay, we need to defend our borders. We need to defend what we have. I mean, in terms of the Trimix positions here for Team 1, they have lost this one and lost this one and are rebuilding this one, but about to lose it. So 3 of the 4 T3 Mechs on the front line are lost. Team 2 has lost this one, but they technically didn't even have that to begin with. They lost it immediately. And they own, of course, all the other ones. So in terms of Mechs, Team 2 has the potential to out-eco Team 1, but now the thing is how long does it take Team 2 to do that? We do see a couple of gunships outbound here. Nice little almost squadron. Squadron's about 12. I think these are 10, if I can do math really quickly. 11, 1 short. Ah, I was close. And they're going after the T1 Mechs. It's a very good unit for doing this just because you send, essentially a squadron of gunships kind of run around and go after tons of engineers that are just unprotected. Definitely would be a huge opportunity to take out some build power. But those gunships are not being microed, and they're just sitting there, and Team 2 has noticed them. And those gunships are, they're grounded at the current moment, and they just get eradicated by those ASFs by Moisto. That is going to hurt. How does the air look here for both the air players? Chad, the main air player here for Team 1, he's sitting at 66. Moisto is the main air player. He's sitting at 70. So pretty much comparable, but he does have a couple of strap bombers. Definitely going to see what he's going to do with that. He knows what the comm is on the eastern side here for Pepe's. That would be kind of would be surprised if he doesn't go for him, but maybe he'll leave him there for now. And we have a laser online here for I Make War on You. So he went for the Novax. He's going to build a second one now. He is a man after my heart, going for the play where you can't shoot at me, but I can shoot at you, and you can't do anything about it except go for my satellite station kind of thing. Love to see those plays. And again, I would like to petition the Novax to be renamed not a defense satellite, but just a satellite, because it's, I mean, maybe it primarily was originally used for defense, but a lot of players use that for offense. So just call it a satellite and be done with it. So that's just my little 2 cents there. You see strap bombers going after the crab. Team 1 doesn't have any AA in the area. They don't have any ASFs yet. The ASFs from Shed have been called. It'd be kind of interesting if Moisto used that as a fake to draw the ASFs in and then move them somewhere else. He could move his ASF in to engage. Looks like they are going to engage. Those strap bombers are... Oh, that's disappointing. You could have gone after those ASFs here from Shed, but just didn't have your ASFs there, Moisto. Definitely a missed opportunity. But it's not a huge loss. You only lost 2 strap bombers. It's not like you lost 20 or so. So I can forgive that lack of micro for that moment. He's probably focused on something else and just didn't notice. Second satellite is done, going for a third. And it's going to start to be devastating here for Team 1 if they can't deal with those satellites. They need a play to deal with that. Multiple SMDs are online and loading, which either means everyone's thought about nukes or everyone knows about a nuke. And I would assume it's everyone's thinking about a nuke, because I don't see any nukes on Team 2 side of the map. It could be hidden, but I do not see it. And I don't see anything on Team 1 either. So, I mean, it's good to have SMDs, because why not? Just in case. But Pepe's does not have an SMD. That could be exploited by Team 2. Or Chad. Chad does not have an SMD. He gets a little bit of coverage from the patron to his west, but not much. It's just a little bit of coverage. But the crabs have engaged one another, and unfortunately for Team 1, with the damage done from the strap bombers and the bricks that just outnumber Team 1's Pepe's. This position is now gone, and that is now a mass donation of 18,000 plus all the bricks that came with it. So probably about 20 or so thousand mass. I think Moisto will take that any day of the week. We have some SACU combatant presets on the front line here for Kabanoff, being very, very useful in going after those shield, as well as, of course, the offensive capabilities. Large land army here for IMEC as well. He's coming in with a Fat Boy. He'll be able to shell this position, force those units to move. I don't see any fat. Oh, no, there's a Fat Boy being produced by Battlefront. Scratch that. And in the east, that crab is going to continue to pressure forward. Pepe's is teleporting in. He has Telemaser Comm online, and he's going for it. I mean, he's sitting there. If... No, the Megalith isn't moving. But if the Megalith was moving, he might be able to intercept before he teleports in. He's going to go after the lasers right on top of that shield. Oh, that's going to hurt. Oh. Looks like he cancels the move. Oh, he's going to move and go for the SMD. Which, see, now that begs the question of a nuke. I just don't see it. Is he building a... No, he's going for bug. His team doesn't necessarily have air control, so I don't know if that's really worth it. And there's a lot of energy being given to Pepe's. Okay, I get it. I can't stop. I just don't see the nuke. Unless I am blind, which is entirely possible. I do not see a nuke online or even loaded or anything. Heavy shield generators are the main focus here. Looks like Pepe's has teleported in. He's going after ASFs on the ground. He's being strapped. What is he going for? He takes out the SMD just due to the strap bombers around him. He's going to go after the air grid, it looks like. But this is a suicide mission at this point. Shields are down. Pigeons are down. He's going to get some cascading going on. He will not make it out of dodge. He will die here. I just don't understand. Yeah, you take out a little bit of the air grid, but... And the SMD, which is good, but Team 2 could easily just build another one. Going for artillery right now here from Maristo. And Pepe's is able to walk this section of the air grid down. And there he goes. He is done and dusted. Team 1 loses the first play at 33 minutes. Do not understand that play totally. Oh, I thought we agreed on stats. Sorry for miscommunication. Not sure that was worthwhile. Yeah, Pepe was like, yeah, probably not. But the T3, I mean, even if he took out the T3 air facility, that would have been a lot better. He def saw it in time. Comm was not there, says Pepe's. He looked like he was looking for an assassination attempt, but he wasn't there. He's actually over here. But he had nano and guns, so he had a little bit of saving grace, but not by much. 2 GCs mid, says Cthulhu noob. Yes, there are 2 GCs mid. There they are, going after all those lonely little engineers that just are trying to reclaim and feed the families, but Colossus go, oh, okay, maybe not. We won't scoop them all up. Oh, no, scratch that. We're just going to do it anyway. Okay, I don't care. And an attack in the west, still progressing here for Team 2's I Make War on You. That point might be the... That's a lot of, distance to walk to get to that point. I don't think that's what the GC's target is. Strap bombers over the top with some T1 bomber spam. I like the area of effect that the Cybern bombers give. But there they go, just landing all their shots. Strap bombers over the top. Once again, where are the ASFs? Oh, here they come here for Team 2. Sorry, for Team 1. Where are Team 2's ASFs? They should have been there earlier. But they are not. Looks like they will be the first ASF fight of the game. Team 2 definitely has the numbers. Team 2 has a little bit less production than Team 1 at this point. But that's not a huge issue. Team 2's Moisto could remedy that pretty quickly. Looks like there might be another artillery piece pretty shortly here for Team 1's Ched. And those ASFs, it's orange on orange crime here. It's kind of hard to... Oh, there we go. It's a lot easier to target. And looks like Team 2 has air dominance. And that is huge here for Team 2, especially because they have 3 satellites online. They're going to have an artillery online pretty shortly. They have to rebuild an air grid, but that won't take them super long. And they've killed off... The player kind of did to himself, to be fair. But they're now missing a player on this eastern side. Ched now is producing 800 mass a second, so it's going to be a lot of mass in his coffers very, very quickly. Got to spend that before he wastes it on the ground. I am expensive. Yep, that SAM site is very expensive, apparently. He's missing a Mechs right here. I don't know if he did it on purpose or a strap bomber came over. Or not, but maybe. Gunships? I don't know. He's going for a salvation. Oh, a lot of mechs. Oh no, that's the satellite. That's the satellite. That's what it was. I was like, why is it just the mechs? Oh, it's just the satellites. Anyway, satellites now targeting the fat boy here from Team 1's Kabanov, and they're doing a pretty good job of holding off these Percies. But 3 satellites on top, that's a decent amount of firepower. Team 1 also going for stationary shields, but that fat boy is the main target here, and it's not looking good for that fat boy. Fat boy trying to get underneath that shield that's going to be built, going to sit right on top of it. We should be fine. Does have some parashields to assist in his defense. Shield will pop online here now, and it's going to be a T3 one covering it and a T2 covering it. Love the dual shielding. Love to see that. Great job here from not Ched, but Kabanov to protect that fat boy. But unfortunately now a fat boy is in range here from Team 2's I Make War on You, and it's pressuring that shield. The emitter goes down. Gets rebuilt. Actually, that's a second emitter. But it's, again, inside of the fat boy, so it's very hard to tell. It looks very interesting. Is this a new fat boy upgrade, question mark? The fat boy is receiving some firepower. Is that a fat boy augmentation? You can replace one of the guns with a shield emitter. I bet oh, Nuke has launched. It was from Team 2. Oh. Well, again, it was on the edge of the map. Didn't see it. It was right next to the satellites. Apparently, I missed it. But Nuke has launched first one of the game, and it's going to go for this. But that fat boy is dead. Fat boy's not going anywhere. The satellite, like, he knows it. I Make Warriors and Use, like, I'm not going to worry about it. They're going to die in a couple seconds anyways. I'm going to go after other targets. Love to see that. Just not attacking. That doesn't stuff that needs to be. That isn't using his time to attack stuff that doesn't need to be, because it's already going to be destroyed anyways. There we go. I said it. And, of course, kaboom! Takes out the fat boy, takes out the SACUs, and that's a huge hole in Team 1's defenses, just blown wide open. We do see satellite on satellite crime here pretty shortly. Second satellite is under construction here for Balfron. But he does have shield on board, so it's going to be able to be decently protected in that regard. He's trying to assist the shielding, but unfortunately with 3 satellites, it's a lot of work. That emitter will lose its capacity before those satellites lose their capacity, or yeah, their capacity. And the attack in the middle now occurs, going after all of those harbingers, and they're mainly just loyalists and bricks here. I don't see any UEF units, but the UEF units are actually on the western side. So division of factions going on here for I Make War on You, keeping his Cybern forces and his Aeon, not Aeon, but UEF forces separate. And that Colossus is being ripped to shreds by now both Cybern and Aeon forces. I keep saying Aeon, Cybern and UEF forces. Dang. There's an Aeon Black Colossus on screen, and for some reason my brain is being confused by it. And now an attack in the east occurs once again. This time it's Team 2 pushing instead of Team 1. Monkey and Crab versus Crab here from Team 1. That will win the fight every single day as a 2v1 scenario. Once that Monkey Lord comes into range, it is going to not feel good with that laser to its face. It is focusing the Monkey because that is the easier target to kill. But now the Monkey is in range. We see that visual glitch going on here from that Crab. But that Crab will not kill off the Monkey in time. Salvation has been pinged here by I Make War on You, and all of them have been stopped. I think it's due to artillery fire actually impacting that position. Yep. It is landing all around Team 1's position. Is there 2 artillery pieces online? This one? I feel like there's 2 shots landing side by side. Yeah, there's 2 shots. That's what it looks like. I don't see any other disruptor online. I mean, he's fully ranked, so he can fire, at twice his rate that he normally would. Maywar coming online here for I Make War on You, because why not? And Satellite going after I Make War on You. Maybe it's just because of how fast he's firing. Maybe that's what it looks like. Maybe it's two artillery pieces, but it's not. But the shields are coming online to protect, but it's not going super well. The Pigeons are the main target here from I Make War on You, trying to take out the energy production so they can't keep shields online. And Scathis was under construction in the east, but yeah, that's not going to help, or not going to work. And the Scathis has been destroyed. Didn't even notice it, unfortunately, but nonetheless, it was taken out. We see the Fat Boy in the west. pushing forward, trying to gain some territory back here for Battlefront, provide a nice little buffer zone. Billy Nuke is outbound. I love the little symbol for it. It's a lot easier to see. And it is going for the forces over here. It's going to strike the middle of that column. It's actually going to probably hit a decent amount of Percy's, looks like. Oh, and ASFs are flying right over top. Will it impact an ASF? That'd be cool. It does not. And no kill off. Oh, they've been the Loyalists redirected the Billy Nuke. That is devastating. Oh, and if I think it was Balfron who shot it, right? No, it was Kavanaugh. That Billy Nuke is inbound. Oh, this is not going to be good for him. Where is that going? It looks like Team 1 lost Chad. It looks like he was either... Yeah, he got killed out by the lasers. That Billy Nuke, where is it going? Oh, it's doing a huge hook maneuver. Look at this. Oh, TMD. Oh, is it going to be enough? No, it's not enough. Kavanaugh is hit with his own Billy Nuke. Luckily, he had Nano on boards and 5-star veterancy, so it helps a little bit. But, oh, that's got to hurt. Sorry, this game just brained me, says Chad. Well, when you lose all your mass to do satellites, it's got to hurt. Looks like second Billy Nuke was redirected once again. It really does a huge arc, by the way. I'm surprised where it goes. We have Percy's in the north going after mass. Not mass, but Mechs is over there. Team 1 producing 1.2k. Team 2 at 1.8. So 33% more. And it's a ton. Actually, no, that's 50% more. Excuse me, not 33%. That's 33%. Can't do math in my head right now. Another Billy Nuke lands where Kavanaugh was sitting. If he did not move, he would have died. And now we have a 3v2 game here with Freddy Fresh, Kavanaugh, and Battlefront remaining. And I make Ron, you, and Muistel still alive. Team 2 has carved a hole through Pepe's old base, and now the front walls have collapsed. Colossus is online. We'll be able to hold them off at least for a little bit, but there are more Percy's behind them, and now Team 1's Shed's former base is just being eradicated. I Am Expensive will definitely feel he killed off 7,000 mass, 1 kill. That's definitely good for that SAM site. That is just the beginning of the end here for Team 1. It looks like on this eastern side, there's some mechs still over here. That's good to have them online for generated eco, but very isolated. Team 2 could easily come in and wipe all that out. They have a couple of facilities still over here, so it's not that they're devoid of resources and infrastructure, just they don't have a lot. And as you can see, the wave of black or dark gray is pushing to the west. PD is hurriedly trying to be built, but there's more and more just Percy's and bricks coming on line to the front line. It's not going to feel good pretty shortly. Duke almost done here for Team 1, but that may or may not finish. I think might be possible, but it might not live long. Third satellite is online. Fourth one is being constructed as we speak. Battlefront trying to force his way south to push the issue. Not SMDs, but the satellites are the main target. Looks like Team 2's Amekwarnu has lost one of them. Secondary shield has been built to protect the other two. And Mavor is in the yellow, so it's crossed 25% completed so far. And that attack is still ongoing. Now we have the Colossus over here dealing with the Percy's. I love how the Percy's can still fire on while they're being grabbed by. Look at that shot going after that Harbinger. Percy's like, wait, let me shoot one more shot. Ah, I got it. I got him. The whole if you ever played Halo and you stick someone with a plasma grenade and they kill you, but you're like, still got you, and then they die. That's what that reminds me of. Artillery landing around Freddy Fresh and Kavanaugh. They've had to flee. Crab is online. Not a lot of PD in range, unfortunately, here for Team 1. And Team 2 just suffering at this point. The Duke was not able to be constructed. Ravagers were very quickly constructed, however. But the Bricks and Percy's are moving in to deal with all that roll on dead. Says, I make war on you. What? Oh, he got killed off by satellites. Oh, that's awkward. I'm stuck. Oh, Calm got stuck. Oh, that's definitely annoying. He was protected by a lot of T1 PD. It's now a 3v1, still in favor of Team 1. But Team 2's Moista will inherit everything now. So he has 100 mass income. And the unit's now giving orders again. Team 1 looks like they just lost Freddy Fresh. It looks like he got killed up by Moistol, most likely due to crabs or whatever the case may be. Nuke is outbound once again. And actually, maybe it was a bug. Going after Battlefront here in the west. We have Kavanov trying to defend with his comm. Nano, Billy Nuke, and Gun with a couple of parashield assisting them. But Team 2, they only have one player left. Those satellites are targeting Moisto as we speak, trying to kill him off before Team 1. I think okay, hold on. We're gonna split. We're gonna put you over here. His Battlefront is the last remaining stronghold here for Team 2. We'll move that over. There goes Kavanov to Brick Fire. And it's now a 1v1. It's Battlefront versus Moisto. And Battlefront's base is suffering. He doesn't have air. He doesn't have a lot of AA. He still has shield on board. And the shields around Moisto are trying to be built, but they're collapsing around him as well. Trying to keep that online. Kill Novax first. This I make war on you to his allies. And Strap Bomber's over top trying to take out the... Oh, the bug gets taken out. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Wasn't able to complete the fourth satellite. But now the crab is in range. It's going after those satellites, trying to save the comm of Moisto. First one is down. Second one is down. And Moisto's comm almost lost all of his shielding, but just had enough. And it looks like Team 1 will not make it out to see another sunshine. Or sorry, sunrise, not the sunshine. Crab is almost defeated though, but there's a second one coming into range here pretty shortly. 5-star vetted Megalith will kill off the last satellite, unfortunately, for Battlefront. And again, the base is just devastated here for Team 1. So there's really not a lot that Team 1 can do against this. They have a bug. They have a bug. Bug online here from Team 1. Moisto is being targeted. He has 20,000 hit points and 108 hit point a second regen. His ASFs, where are they? I don't see them. I don't see them anywhere. He has a couple of ASFs. It looks like he lost movement. This game, bro, I'm losing it, says Ched. And Battlefront escapes his main base and retreats northward. We have Soul Ripper going after Moisto. Moisto doesn't have any shield. Build some more back there. Should have turned around and stayed there, but no. This might be the end of it, and it is. Team 1 pulls it out at the last second. This is so stupid. Thank you, Ched. Someone call Guile. Well, that was very, very interesting. Team 1, in the very beginning, looked like they were winning. They killed 2 players off, and then I Make War on You just shoved it down Team 1's throat, says no. And then it was really, really close there. I mean, it looked like Team 2 was just going to stomp all over Team 1 and win it. You know, Team 1 was losing comm after comm after comm. And I Make War on You got killed off by those lasers, the satellites. I feel like had I Make War on You not been killed off, I think Team 2 would have won because they would have had 2 comms left. And those satellites probably would have focused on Moisto, and then I Make War on You could have just hit over here. But anyway, that was very close. I was not expecting that ending. I, of course, make sure that the game desyncs, does not desync, I should say. So I didn't really know who won. But, man, that was a very, very good game. And look at it. Look at all the support coming down the line. We had satellites. We had Percy's. We had shields. We had everything in the kitchen sink. We had even strap bombers inbound as we speak. There are... Let's see if I'm still... There are 6 satellites that would have been enough to kill off Battlefront. So we're talking about probably 20 seconds, if that. And there's even one right here landing as we speak. Look at that. You can actually see the bomb is very close to his face. Look at that. Just look how far away that is. This game was close. This was insane. But let me know down in the comments what you think is the MVP of the game. Honestly, I don't even know, because I was going to say I Make War on You, but then Team 1 won, but so maybe Battlefront. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments who you would pick for MVP. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit that bell for notifications when I do post, because I do try to post regularly, so you shouldn't have to do that, but I do appreciate it if you do it anyways. And of course, share this video with anyone, everyone, and especially your pets. And I will see all of you in the next one.